glad you came back to my art studio today. Today we are going to learn about thaumatropes and how some of the earliest ones used to really make audiences scream. And then at the end, I have an interesting fact about the Mona Lisa, so stay tuned for that. Magic lanterns were the first movies for audiences. Here's an advertisement for one that was in 1884. And they would set up movie theaters like we have today, and the projections would be from these magic lanterns. But really what they're doing is they are going from slide to slide, creating the illusion of movement. So here are some old magic lanterns, and the slides just go in and out of them to make movement. You would group pictures together, and when you looked at them quickly back and forth, then you would see that there would be the impression of movement. You can see here with this modern magic lantern how the strip can be slid back and forth quickly to show movement. The things that you will need for this lesson are paper, something to make a circle with. You can hand draw it too, but I like to use a tracer for it. You'll need a pencil to trace it with and to draw with. You'll need some scissors to cut out some circles, maybe some markers to color them in. And then you have two ways you can actually make your thaumatrope. You can either make it with a drinking straw that you have, tape, or you can use 2 pieces of string and a stapler. I'm going to show you how to do both. So for the first step, we need to fold a piece of paper in half. And then I'm going to take my item that is circular, in this case a lid to a reusable container, but you could use the bottom of a yogurt container. You may find some other circles you could use to trace. And I do need 2 of these, which is why I folded my paper in half. All right, I now have 2 circles. Now I'm ready to put something in the pictures. I'm going to create the classic bird in a bird cage one. So I am going to go like this, make it nice and big. It's the bottom of a bird cage. All right. And if I want to color that in, whatever color I want is a-okay. I've decided I'm going to have a blue bottom to my bird cage. And maybe the stand it's on will be red. And now I am going to leave the 2 pieces of paper together for this. And I'm going to flip it over. And now I'm going to make a bird that will fit in the cage. I can kind of see a little bit through the paper to see where the cage is located. And so I'm going to go ahead and do my bird in there. And if yours doesn't work out the first time you do it, that's okay. Just trace it again and keep trying. All right, so there's my little bird. Maybe I'll put a few little musical notes in there. He's been tweeting. I'm sure I got some of those notes wrong. Miss Peak will probably talk to me about it when we get back to school. So now I'm going to color that in as well. I decided to make him yellow. And maybe just for fun, we'll make his beak red. All right. So now to do the one that requires a stapler in the string, basically keeping those carefully together, I am going to take the the string, and I'm going to put it on the side, and you can see how I just folded it over. And then I'm going to staple that on. Needs to be to the left and the right of your picture. If you want to wedge it in between the two, that's okay too. So I can wedge it right in the middle. That might help to hold it in place more easily as you do the staple. I'm going to make sure you get there nice and good. Yay. Yep, that's going to hold really good now. And then I'm going to do the same thing over here. Just fold it in half, put it in between, hold it in place, sandwich it in between there, and then just staple it. Make sure it catches. Oh yeah, we're good. All right, now for the next part, you're gonna have to spin it back and forth. Just keep turning it all in the same direction until that string gets really kinked up good. See how I'm holding it while I'm spinning it too? And then hopefully when I pull those strings apart, but not so hard that it rips the paper, you could see my bird in my bird cage. All right, so now on to the second method. All right, for method number 2, instead of having the bird cage flipped upside down like we did with the last one, you're gonna keep them side by side. And then if you don't have the stapler, but you have the tape, you could use tape to tape the edges together, but leave a space at the bottom because that's where we're gonna put the straw. If you don't have tape, you could glue most of this on, and when you stick it in, make sure there's glue on it, but then you gotta let it dry a while. I'm gonna use the tape because that's what I have. So I'm gonna tape these two like so they don't fly apart when I do the movement to get the two images in there. And when I put the straw in the middle, if you have one of those straws that has a bendy end, I wouldn't use that end. I would use the end that's nice and stiff. And then tape from the bottom and go around it because we definitely don't want this coming off of that. So I'm putting tape just right over the picture onto the straw, wrap it around the straw. Okay. And now with a little luck, when we spin it, your hands will be better. You can see the bird in the cage. All right, there is your thaumatrope for today. I hope you enjoy making this project. It's a simple one, but it's pretty fun. Now for our interesting fact of the day, as I was researching some cool ones to share with you, I know on a previous art lesson we talked about the Mona Lisa, but I found out that she actually has her own mailbox at the Louvre. That's the museum in Paris, France, where she's on display, because so many people write love letters to her. Oh my gosh. All right, so remember, always be kind, love on one another, and keep making great art.